3 dismissed Department of Public Works and Highways engineers, as well as Curly and Sara Discaya, are now considered protected witnesses in the ongoing probe into anomalous government infrastructure projects. In an interview with reporters on Wednesday, September 24, Justice Secretary Boying Remulla says he already wrote to Senate President Tito Soto to inform him of the development. The engineers under protection are dismissed Bulacan 1st District Engineer Henry Alcantara, as well as Bulacan 1st District Assistant Engineers Brice Hernandez and JP Mendoza.
Yes, we consider them already as protected witnesses, and we will write the Senate President about it also. We will be needing their cooperation. And we will be needing more time for them to be able to gather different documents that are important to us. Kasi dyan talaga nakasalalay ang ebidensya na hinaharap. Hindi lang ito kwento, pero mayroong mga notes, ledgers at lahat na kasama na maaaring magturo sa mga taong may pananagutan.
According to Remulla, the testimonies have now gone beyond what was revealed in the Senate and have opened up a wider scope of the investigation. While the 3 engineers and the Discaya couple are already protected witnesses, Remulla says that there is still no state witness. He says that a state witness is a more significant status, completely freeing a person from criminal liability.
Kailangan ma-evaluate namin kung sino talaga ang pwede namin bigyan ng state witness status. Kasi hindi naman nangangahulugan na lahat gagawin mo state witness di wala ka nang nahuli. Kinakailangan dyan, managot talaga, may pananagutan talaga ang lahat. It takes a lot of doing to declare a person as a state witness because you're freeing them completely from criminal liability.
Alcantara testified before the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing on Tuesday, September 23, revealing new information on the flood control anomalies. He also submitted his affidavit, of which a copy was given to the Department of Justice. Among those Alcantara tagged to budget insertions and kickbacks in government projects are Senators Joel Villanueva and Jingo Estrada, former Senator Bong Revilla, and Ako Bicol Representative Zaldi Co. Meanwhile, Hernandez and Mendoza admitted that most flood control projects in Bulacan are substandard or overpriced. Hernandez has also surrendered his CPU and 2 luxury vehicles to the Independent Commission for Infrastructure. The Discaya couple owns construction firms allegedly tied to corruption in flood control projects in the country. 2 of their firms are among the top 15 companies that received the bulk of flood control deals nationwide the past 3 years. The couple sought protection after reporting threats to their safety following their disclosure of several lawmakers' names in the scheme. Senate President Pro Tempore Ping Lacson says former Bulacan 1st District Engineer Henry Alcantara holds records proving his allegations against Senator Joel Villanueva, Senator Jingo Estrada, Ako Bicol Representative Zaldi Co, former Senator Bong Revilla, and others. At the Senate Blue Ribbon Panel's hearing on Tuesday, September 23, Alcantara accused the 4 individuals, as well as former Representative Mitch Cahayon Uy and former Public Works Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo, of involvement in budget insertions and kickbacks from government projects. Alcantara also linked Commission and Audit Commissioner Mario Lipana and his wife to the anomalies in flood control projects. In a chance interview on Wednesday, September 24, Lacson says Justice Secretary Boying Remulla told him that Alcantara has the records that serve as the basis for his allegations. But Lacson says he was not aware what type of records Alcantara showed to the Department of Justice. Remulla announced on Tuesday that the National Bureau of Investigation recommended the filing of charges for indirect bribery and malversation of public funds against Estrada, Villanueva, Co, Bernardo, Alcantara, and Uy. Remulla added that his department was still looking into the case of Revilla and that of Lipana and his wife. He said the Anti-Money Laundering Council was also set to issue a freeze order on the assets of the 6 individuals being sued by the NBI. Alcantara was brought to the DOJ on Tuesday for evaluation on whether he could be placed under the government's witness protection program. According to Remulla, Tuesday's meeting with Alcantara was just the first part, as they will still finalize the evaluation. Dismissed Department of Public Works and Highways Bulacan 1st District Engineer Brice Hernandez turns over another luxury car he owns to the Independent Commission for Infrastructure. Hernandez surrenders his luxury sports utility vehicle, a Lamborghini Urus, to the Commission on Wednesday, September 24. Hernandez earlier turned over to the ICI his GMC Yukon Denali. ICI Chairperson Andres Reyes described Hernandez's turnover as a sign of good faith and willingness to further cooperate with the Commission. ICI Special Advisor Benjamin Magalong said the GMG Yukon Denali cost around 12 million pesos, while the Lamborghini was worth about 30 to 40 million pesos. According to Magalong, Hernandez's vehicles will be under the custody of the ICI. During the Senate inquiry on Tuesday, September 23, Hernandez said he handed over approximately 1 billion pesos in cash to Ako Bicol Representative Zaldi Ko. Ko has denied the allegation made during the Senate probe. During the same hearing, Hernandez also revealed that all infrastructure projects in Bulacan's 1st District have been substandard since 2019. President Bongbong Marcos created the ICI as the fact-finding body looking into the massive corruption in public infrastructure projects. A House of Representatives lawmaker grills the Office of the Ombudsman over its request for 51.4 million pesos in confidential funds for 2026. During the House plenary debates on Wednesday, September 24, the Ombudsman's budget sponsor, Keith Micah Tan, says the proposed allocation was intended to support discrete fact-finding investigations and lifestyle checks. But ACT Teachers Representative Antonio Tino points out that since 2018, the Ombudsman has already received more than 15 billion pesos for anti-corruption programs, lifestyle checks, and enforcement measures. Despite this, Tino says suspects in high-profile scandals such as the alleged multi-billion peso flood control scam in the Department of Public Works and Highways continue to evade prosecution. The lawmaker warns that granting confidential funds to the agency might not be justified while its existing budget had yet to produce tangible results. Tan says the agency needs confidential funds to strengthen its investigative work and allow monitoring of public officials, particularly in cases that hinge on sensitive tips or lifestyle checks.
They conduct fact-finding investigations and lifestyle checks discreetly. So it was recommended also by the DBM for them to have a confidential fund of amounting to 51 million to carry out their mandate of investigating alleged corrupt practices of different public officials or employees.
Given yung naging record ng Ombudsman sa paggamit, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, ng 15 billion pesos plus na regular budget nila, no? Samantalang mukhang wala namang naging bisa ito sa paglantad at pagpigil at pagkaso at pagpapanagot, no, sa napakaraming mga korap nitong na-involved dito sa flood control corruption scandal. Ay medyo pinag-iisipan po natin kung dapat nga ba ibigay ang confidential funds. Yung regular funds nga ng Ombudsman ay tila hindi epektibong nagagamit, no, para sa lifestyle check, para sa anti-corruption enforcement, no, ilan pala wala pa, sa totoo lang wala pang aktual na nakukulong, no, na involved sa corruption sa DPWH.
The appeal also comes at a time when the office faces mounting criticism for maintaining restrictive policies on public access to statements of assets, liabilities, and net worth. The Ombudsman also faces criticism for its perceived slow action on large-scale corruption cases. During the plenary debates, Tino presses the Ombudsman to immediately revoke the directive by former Ombudsman Samuel Martires that puts stringent requirements in accessing public officials' salons. He emphasizes that salon are the very first thing used by the Ombudsman and the Department of Justice to conduct their lifestyle checks. In response, Tan says the office is deferring to the next permanent appointee on whether to retain or scrap Martires' controversial directive. However, Tino says the office couldn't afford such a delay.